All right, so are you done? Now I have to start over.
Sorry for 2 words.
Okay. All right, so I'm going to show you how to create a movie in iMovie. So to create a movie in iMovie, you are going to use the iMovie application, which is already installed in your iMac. It looks like this. It's a purple star with a little video camcorder in the middle of it. So you're going to use the iMovie application. You're going to use your PowerPoint with the script that is provided, which will be provided to you when you are creating a movie for CDE. Here's your PowerPoint images, and then the script is down here. We'll talk a little bit about that in detail a little later. And you are also going to use your pre-recorded audio from a Zoom. So I'm not going to show you how to do that on this video. I'm going to walk you through how to do it. So first and foremost, you are going to get your slide deck with your pre-approved script, which I already reviewed for CDE and Kelly, so it's already ready to record. You're going to set up a Zoom with Kelly, and you're going to record the audio recording of her reading the script. So once you hit the record button on Zoom, you select download to this computer, and then when the meeting ends, it will download the audio for you, and then it will pop up for you to download it or save it to your desktop, and you want to save the one that says audio only. So it says it over here, audio only M4A. So I saved an audio for this demo that we're going to use. So I dropped it on my desktop, and then this is the one along with this PowerPoint slide that we're going to be using for this example today. So once you have your slide deck ready and you have your audio ready, you're going to begin the compilation of the video in iMovie. So you're going to open up your iMovie, and it's going to look something like this. The first thing you want to do is create a reel or a folder or the location for the movie to be housed. And so you're going to come over to the iMovie library, and you're going to right click on it, and you're going to click new event. And so for the sake of this one today, we're going to call it Demo CQI. All right, so Demo CQI. And now that you have created the file or the reel, you want to dump in the content that you will be using into it so that you can pick and pull what you want to edit. I will show you what works best for me. The first thing that I do is I take the entire audio reel and I dump the whole thing over here. Why isn't it working? I dump the whole thing over here. All right, I dump it over here where it says import media. Okay. This is making that. Hold up. No. This is good that we're seeing this because all clips. All right, hold that thought and let me walk through something really quick because it's not doing it how I wanted it to. New movie. Oh. Okay. Did you see how that happened? I don't know how or why that happened, but I wanted my audio over here on the left-hand side. When you drop it down on the bottom, that's fine. It's just easier to edit and use if you have it up here on this left-hand side. I don't know why it wouldn't let me do it in the beginning. This is really bad. I'm trying to make a tutorial. But basically, I just came up here to new. I mean, you saw what I did. I hit new, and then I just hit OK when it said new movie for demo, and then it switched the way that you can view the movie. So this is what we want to work with, and hopefully you can get to this as well. when you're working in your iMovie. Okay, so we have all of our audio dropped in over here. The first thing we want to do is listen to our audio. So normally in your audio take, you're going to have someone who is recording have a lot of mess ups, and that's okay because you can pick and choose what you do and don't use. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to come to the very beginning, and then we're going to hit play.
All right.
And here's me talking.
Okay. Hello, and welcome to the Expanded Learning in California Professional Development and Grantee Orientation video on the Continuous Quality Improvement, or CQI.
Okay,
Hello.
so I messed up, right? So I'm starting over. So clearly we don't want to use that first piece where I messed up. So this is why we're listening to it, because we want to grab it from the part where it is perfect and good. So we're going to resume.
And welcome to the Expanded Learning California Professional Development and Grantee Orientation video on the Continuous Quality Improvement Process, or CQI, brought to you by the California Department of Education's Expanded Learning Division and the California After School Network. This video will examine expanded learning program requirements to implement a continuous quality improvement process.
All right, so that first chunk was pretty good, right? Pretty spot on. As you can see, I keep going into the next section. So we're just gonna grab that and drop it down because we know it's good to go. So it looks like it's about from right there. You can see the peaks where I started talking and to the peaks where I stopped talking. So I'm just gonna grab that, drop it back down here. Okay. Another thing that is important to know is that this is the length of your like your reel, I guess you could say. And so to see it in more detail, you can like zoom in. So we're gonna zoom in a little bit. And we're gonna scoot this all the way over to the line where it begins. And we're gonna play it again to make sure that we grabbed at the right spot.
Hello, and welcome
And
to
we
the
did.
Expanded Learning California Professional
Okay, we wanna scoot down to the end to make sure.
Implement a continuous quality improvement process.
Perfect. Okay, so now that we have the first chunk of audio, we're gonna see how it lines up with the slide deck and the visuals. So you come over to your PowerPoint over here. We're gonna start from the top. We're gonna click on the first one and we're gonna see, oh, here's the script, right? Hello, and welcome to blah, 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 blah. This video will examine expanded learning program requirements to implement a continuous. So basically that's what we said in our first reel down here. So to line up the visual with the audio, you're gonna have to drop in your visual right here into your folder. So what we're gonna do is, it's super, super simple, is you're gonna take a screenshot of the slide deck. So you're literally gonna do Command-Shift-4, and then you're gonna take a screenshot, get as close to the edges as you can, release, and it's gonna drop it over here on your desktop. Then you're gonna grab it and you're gonna come drop it right on top of where it needs to be, not up there. Sometimes it'll do that, that's fine. Drop it down here. Oh, it dropped it already, okay. So automatically when it populates down here, it's only gonna give you 4 seconds. Well, we need this visual to last the whole way, right? Because we don't want it to just talk the first, we don't want it to just show a visual the first 4 seconds, we want to show a visual the whole time. So you're gonna grab these little ends and you're gonna drag it to where your audio ends. Keep going, keep going. Okay, too far, too far, too far. Get back. Oh my gosh, way too far. You know how it's too far, right? There's no audio down here. So sometimes it does this, it's finicky. All right, so you're gonna come and you're gonna boop, line them up together, right? There you go, they're lined up together. All right, so now you have the correct visual for the correct audio at the same time. But one really annoying thing that iMovie does is anytime you drop a screenshot into iMovie, it does this really weird, you'll watch. Just we're gonna play it. We're gonna come over here, click this white line. This is always means this is how you want to play something. So you're gonna click it from the beginning and you're gonna push.
And welcome to the Expanded
And
Learning
see what it did to the
Professional Development
visual?
and Orientation
It zoomed
video
in.
opportunity.
So anytime you drop something in, see it's doing a weird zoomy thing, you're gonna have to come up here, click on it, you come up here to your editing bar, which is up here, and you're gonna click this little crop icon. See how it's cropped? It automatically does this every time. It's very annoying. You're gonna come over here and select fit. Super annoying, but that fixes it. Okay, so now you have your unzoomed in, look how pretty it is, unzoomed in visual with your correct audio, matches the script, and then you're gonna move on. And the way that you move on is you come all the way back up here to your audio. So you'll see this little orange bar right here is now put on your audio because that's showing you the audio that you've already grabbed and dropped into your reel. So this makes it really easy to pick up where you left off. So we're gonna line up that little white line again, right to the end of it, and see how I did, if I had any mess ups or not. So you're gonna click it, and I did not want it to go down there. See, sometimes it does weird things like that. I did not want that. All you do is come over and highlight it, make sure this is the only piece you want to delete, and you click it and then delete. So for the sake of the demo, we'll come back up here and then we're gonna push play.
By the end of this video, you will gain an understanding of the context for CQI in California's expanded learning programs, learn how to meet program requirements to implement a CQI process, learn how to create a site-level CQI plan, and learn about a planning tool that you can use in the creation of your site-level CQI plan.
All right, so I messed up a little in the beginning. And so if you want, you can see where the peaks drop off. It's because I started over. So you could try your best to grab at the bottom of the peak and drag to the end of the peak. Or you can do this. Just grab the whole chunk that you haven't used yet and drop it down here. And then when you play it again for efficiency, by the end of this video, you can see the peaks a little better. And you'll highlight this portion that you just dropped down here. And then you can drag it and you can cut it off down here. So you cut it off to like right before it says by the end of this video, and you drag it over because you want it to butt up with where you left off. Play it again to make sure it goes good. By the end of this video, you will gain an understanding of the context for CQI. Okay, so you always check the beginning and then you check the end to make sure you didn't cut it off. Of your site level CQI plan. Sometimes if you grab it from up top here, you kind of cut it off sometimes and it'll come down the bottom and it'll sound like this. Tool that you can use in the creation of, whoops. So all you can do is drag it out a little more. And then you can see the peaks a little better, right? So you can say, oh, I just needed to grab a little more. Your site level CQI plan. Good to go. So then you come back over to your script and you say, okay, so that next chunk of audio goes with this visual. So we're going to screenshot. Screenshot. And there it is. Come to the very beginning. Here, scoot it over. There we go. You grab it, and you're going to drop it. Okay, again, only populated 4 seconds. That's okay. First thing we're going to do is click on it, crop, fit, and then come back down. And now we want to drag it out to last the whole audio. At least the audio for the appropriate clip. Alrighty. Make sure that your transition is good, so you can pull it over here. By the end of this video, you will
gain an understanding of the context for CQI in California's expanded learning programs, learn how to meet program requirements to implement a CQI process,
Okay,
learn how to create it.
now we're going to do the next chunk. Come up here to audio, and then you can look on the audio and it looks like I took a breath or I took some pauses, so you don't need to see there's no peaks. So you don't really need to listen to that, right? So what you can do is grab another chunk. Oops. Drop it down here. So in the first 2 slides, I showed you how to listen to the audio up here. You can also listen to the audio once you grab it and then drop it down here to see where your mistakes are and where you need to pick it back up. So that's what I'm going to show you how to do this time. So you grab, I just grabbed a chunk between 2 peaks where it looks like I'm resting, and I dropped it down to the bottom. So we're going to play it.
Let's begin
Mess up.
by providing.
Okay, so pause. We already know that's a mess up. Scoot it over.
Let's begin by providing some context for data-driven continuous quality improvement. In September 2014, the CDE approved.
So, sounds like I was doing pretty good. Let's drag it out, see what happened.
In 2014,
Oh, I messed up. Okay. So here's a really good example where you need to cut some audio. So the first half is good, right? But then I
Let's
messed up
begin
in the
by
middle.
providing some context for data-driven continuous quality improvement.
Stop. This is where I messed up right here. And then this one is the good stuff. So basically what we want to do is cut out this chunk right here. So once you have your white line hovered where you want to begin the chunk or the cutting process, you're going to have it exactly where you want it, and you're going to hit Control B. So think about it as like a break. Control B, you want to break right there. So once you hit Control B, you can start shaving off where that break begins. So you want to shave it off until right before the good stuff. And then you want to come and bump your audio up together. So you start it and make sure you can listen to it and that it doesn't sound too wonky. So we'll push play.
And continuous quality improvement. In 2014, CDE approved the field-informed quality.
Beautiful. So it looks like I'm still talking. Pull the audio out.
Standards for expanded learning in California. And that same month, Governor Jerry Brown signed SB 1221 into law.
Okay, so that was a pretty good chunk of audio. So let's see where it lines up over here. Let's begin, blah, 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 blah. Jerry Brown signed SB 1221 into law. It looks like there is another sentence for the rest of this slide. So we're gonna pull the audio out. Keep it going.
SB 1221 created a new requirement for California Expanded Learning Program.
Okay, pretty good, pretty good, pretty good. Pull it way out. Push play.
To implement a continuous quality improvement process based on the department's guidance on the quality standards.
Okay, so based on the department's guidance of quality standards. So that is the end of this slide. So you're gonna pull your audio and you're gonna grab your new visual. Drop. There it is. You're gonna come all the way over here. Drop it. Just thumbs up. You're gonna click it, do the stupid crop thing. And then you're gonna drag it all the way to the end of the audio. There it is. All right. So that is all that I have to show you in demo wise. So you're basically going to be doing a lot of chopping and cutting and strategically placing your audio and visual. From what you can see is this helps drag out audio visual to make them bigger. Pulling this way helps with your audio. If you need more of an audio gap, or shorter audio gap, if you want to jump from like one sentence to the next really quick, then you obviously cut your audio in. If you want to have like a resting pause, then you would add in this blank space. I showed you two different ways of grabbing the audio from up top or dropping in a large piece of audio and listening to it on the bottom. You can do whatever works best for you. One thing that you want to be mindful of when you are compiling audio from a Zoom is that sometimes it's really not loud enough. You can adjust your volume right here. So right now you have it 100% audio, but if you compile the whole video and you decide like this needs to be higher in volume, then you can adjust this volume. Be mindful that when you break audio like this and you want to adjust something like the audio, if you adjust the audio on this one, see, it will only adjust the break that you're referring to. So you want to do something like Control A, see how everything is highlighted, and you want to come up to audio and you want to change it to a certain percentage, right? So 200. Now we'll listen to it at 200 and see what it sounds like.
Let's begin by providing
yeah.
some context for data-driven continuous quality improvement.
That's clearer, that's louder. If you need it louder, then you turn it up. If you need it lower, then you turn it lower. So creating your video, you'll do a lot of bouncing back and forth between your reading your script, checking your visuals, making sure that your audio is lined up for the correct visual and that you are not having any of those mishaps or mistakes in your audio. So when you've strategically placed everything and you've listened to the video, you've watched it all the way from the beginning to make sure that there are no mistakes, you're going to save the file. So the way that you share it or save it is you come up here to this icon up top, you hit share, and then the best thing to do is save it as a file. So it's going to just pre-populate it as my movie. You're going to change it to demo CQI or whatever the name of it is. You're going to hit next. You always want to make sure that your resolution is 1080. This is already set online. You might have some fixing to do, and you always want your quality to be high. So make sure that these that on your computer, they resemble these numbers right here. You can add it to theater or not, just depends. I like to keep it all on my desktop because they are very large files. And then hit next. And then it's gonna, this is where you can save it as a file. So I save it on my desktop, it's easy to grab, demo CQI, save. It takes about a minute to download, depends how long your video is. This one won't take very long because it was short. So when it's done completing, you'll see the little clock up here. Be done, and then it'll be ready to grab over here. There it is, demo CQI. So it is a learning curve, absolutely. I might make it look easy, it might come super easy to you, I hope it does, but one thing that really worked for me was I Googled a lot of stuff, right? I did iMovie on YouTube a lot. I tried to punch in like what issues I was having or what tutorial around what section I needed, and I just watched a lot of videos and it was super helpful. I hope that this video was helpful for you as well. And if you have any questions or comments and you need help with something you're really stuck, then let me know. The video can get really complicated when you start to add in like B-roll or photos and stuff. Essentially, it is done the same way as dropping in a screenshot. You just want to drag it from whatever folder or whatever source it's in and then drop it in the bottom, and then you can shave it. You can shave off, you know, how long the video is, how short you want it to be. But again, YouTube will be very helpful with that. So I hope this is helpful for you, and good luck with everything.